Well, I hope you have been succeeded to do that. I'm going to design it for you that if you have any problems, you can learn it, fix it. So I go to the elevation, I select a level line, edit type. Here I've got different symbols. The one I want is not on the list. So I go to the families and design one, build one, like that. Well, let's go and build one. Where should we go? That's right, we should go to the file. The arrow in front of it, new and family. Which folder, annotations, that's right. Which template of family, level head, very nice. Again, the same thing. There are some details. At the end, it says delete this note, so I need to delete it and delete this one too. Well, let's design our level head. It's so simple. We need to go to the create and then pick line. For example, from here, 4 millimeters. About 2 centimeters, perhaps. And I draw this. If you want to have it inside this, you need to go to here and pick filled region. I should draw a closed shape and then finish. If you haven't clicked on this, it may look like this one. When you click here, it will be alright. I should also tell you that this filled region here is possible to be edited, right? When you click edit type here, for example, you can change it, you can edit it to anything you want. Here now it's solid fill. It's got other options, right? If you see it's not solid filled, you can change it. Sometimes this happens. Well, obviously you know that if you save it, for example, as level head 3 angles maybe, and then load it into the project. Well, as some of the files are open now, it asks us which ones we want to open. For example, project 2. If we load it into project 2, here there is no change. There won't be no change, right? Just the family is loaded here. Now you just need to inform it that I want this, right? So I select it. I'll go to the edit type. The only thing that happened was that this was added to these options. So the mistakes that many people make, they make a family, they build it, they load it, and they expect it to change. No, it's just added. Now I inform it that I want this. Again, what happened? That's right, because we didn't place the labels, the name and the code of the height did not appear. So again, we go to the file. I said that delete the extras, or go to the file from up here, or you can use this part. It doesn't matter. But again, you need to go to the file, enter the file. What should we place here? 2 labels. So I'll go to the create, pick label. We need name at the top, and at the bottom we need elevation, right? Something you need to remember is that the label should be done separately so that you can drag any of them, move any of them, change the sizes or anything and align them. You see, the other way to do it is that you go to the create label and then add both of them together. You see, like that. Well, don't do that. You see what happens? They are moved together. We cannot have the control over them. So just import them separately. just like that. Here you can easily move these two and of course make other changes on them. Again, place the right samples for these so that we can recognize if the size is correct or not. So I select it, for example, here. In the edit, the sample can be this, for example, second floor, for example. Whoa, it's too big, so elevation can be 99.99. Big number, it's sample, right? We just want to have it to know, for example, if there were something, what would it be? So I select it, edit type. You can also duplicate it, for example, 2 millimeters. Let's see if 2 is enough. Yeah, it's not that bad. You can also put it here. I said that also delete the background. Do you remember? You see it's whitening these lines. Let's go to edit type, background, change it to transparent. Also this one, let's send it to 2 millimeters type. Alright. Well, this is now, when it is on center, when the size of this text changes, it changes on the sides. Therefore, it might interfere with this line. While you are aligning your text with a line on one side, you'd better change the horizontal align to left, right? Then you can see I fit it from this side. Now, when it becomes bigger or smaller, it changes from this side. It does not interfere with the line on the left. Yeah. So I want to load it into project 2. This overwrite message comes up and I click OK. You see. Now, some of you might not agree that it should be aligned from here. So you can go through this part and then change it to center. And again, set it in the middle. This part depends on your taste actually. There it goes. Now, let's add some information, some points on this. We will find it useful in the future. Let me delete the extra projects. Well, this is the source of the families that I close. All of them. Except my own project. Now, suddenly I come to this conclusion that, for example, I want to make a change in this. I want to make them a bit larger. Now, pay attention to this part. Now, we have a family in our file. Now, in any reason, I want to make a change in it. Now, there are 3 cases. In the third case, the source of this family is open now, like now, actually. It's open, so we enter and make a change. Like that. Very simple. I save it and load it again into project. Because all the other projects are closed, we don't see the list anymore. Overwrite and make a change. This is the first case, which is so simple. The second case, if the file is closed, what about that? What if the source of that file is not open? What should we do? Well, it's so simple. Because you've saved it somewhere, for example, here. So at first you need to open the file and then make the change in it. So if it's not open, just open it and then save it back load it back to the project, into the project. But the third case is that when your file is not open, the source is not open, and in any reason you don't have these, right? For example, you've taken your file to your friend's house to work on it, and you haven't taken these sources with you actually. Now, if I don't have the source of these families, or I have deleted them, how can I edit them? This is what I want to explain. And it's so simple again. Well, in order for you to be able to have access to the source of these families, for example, you go to a friend's house, you forgot to bring that, or maybe you've lost them, or you deleted them, I don't know, anything. In the project browser, we've got something called families. In families, all the families that you've built and loaded are there, actually. They're not deleted at all. Now, which category was it in? Which category was level head in? That's right, in annotation. So we go to annotation, symbols. I open it. What was the name? Imagine you forgot. Right, it was for a month ago and you forgot. So click, select your level line, go to edit type, and you see the level. The name is level head triangle. So here you look for it in the list, level head triangle. Even though you don't have the source, you can find it in the list. Now, open it and right click and then click edit. What does it do? The source is opened for you. When it is opened, right, save it. And then save it somewhere. For example, again, on desktop. Then you can make any changes you want in it and then load it into project. So, if we don't have access to a source of a family, we need to go to the families, look for the name, find it, and then edit it. This is an important point too. If you feel that you did not understand these three cases, go back and actually watch these few minutes again carefully so that if you've got any questions, you can ask us. So it doesn't matter a lot that we take the families with us when you're going somewhere. What we better do, but if you don't, it's nothing serious because we can have access to these through our list. But we better take them with us. I want to say a few other things about level head and then finish this discussion somehow. For example, I want to add FFL to this level name. Or for example, the height, which is positive, I want to add that plus. What do we do? Or for example, I want to write H equals 4000 millimeters. Or anything else. Well, based on usual, I need to open the source of this family. Now it's the first case. It's open. There were three cases: open, closed. The third case was that it's neither open nor is there. Well, the first thing I want to do is to add a prefix to the name of my project, for example, FFL. Now, if you select your label and enter edit label, there's something called prefix. And of course, there is also another option called suffix. Now I want a prefix, FFL. For example, FFL equals, or just FFL. Now, if you click OK, this is how it looks like. Let me move it a little. I'll save it and load it into the projects. You see, FFL level 2. Again, for example, let's add some other things. For example, this. Again, I'll load it into project. This is much better. FFL is level 2. Now, Something really important is to add that plus to the number because it's positive, right? Here, the minus, the negative is given automatically, but not the plus. How do we do that? We need to select edit label, click this, and then click this one, edit parameters units format. As long as the unit of level head follows project settings or uses project settings, you cannot add that plus. Right? You cannot add that plus to your number. So normally the families, if they use project settings, when you actually change the UN of your project, the unit of your project, this changes too. But sometimes I say no. For example, level head in any cases shows meters or centimeters. So I inactivate use project settings. Now I don't want to change the unit, I just want it to show me the plus. I say, for example, show meters just like before, but I want you to show the plus too. So this is the technique for being able to add that plus to the number of your height, like that. Obviously, you can add a prefix. You can write h equals, or like height equals. If, in any case, you have not completed this or you have done this not perfectly, do it again, please. The families need a foundation. Let's do it step by step. I want you to learn it. Actually, I want you to overlearn it. So please do the right edits on your file. If you haven't been able to done that, I want you to watch the video again and practice.